Hello everyone, this video is an update pertaining to the July 6, 2009 City Council meeting. Three items I'm going to touch on. As a lot of you know, I've been on vacation, so if you've sent me an email or left me a message I haven't gotten back to you, know it's probably coming fairly quickly. Three items that I'm going to talk about in this update. First of all is the RCTC loan bubble. Second is the a proposed water tower lift station for the up in the northwest, and third is a skyway that got approved for downtown. First thing with regard to the request for the basically what they want to do is they have a fund of money out there for flood control, and RCTC or the foundation out there has asked us to loan them money for a new stadium. The money's sitting there; it's not being used for anything right now. You know, it's a good project that they're doing. It's going to help the community. It's good for the community. But where I'm not willing to compromise, I'm not willing to take chances to that we're going to get paid back. Two requests that I wanted to make, and one the council went along with, and one that they didn't. First of all, I said that we need a guarantee that we're going to get paid back. If they're not able to pay us back, we have basically first access to any assets they have on hand so that we can reclaim our money. I assume that they're going to go along with this because they spent an hour in a committee of the whole meeting telling us that we had absolutely nothing to worry about. Now that we've requested that the contract reflect this, we really do have nothing to worry about. They would have something to worry about. So they came and they told us that we have nothing to worry about. So assuming that they truly believe that themselves, this will be in the contract for the loan. Second thing I request is an adjustable rate. We're earning approximately 3 7/8% on our investments right now, and I just want to make sure that if interest rates go up in the future, we're going to earn the fair rate as well. I support the project, but at the same time, these are flood control reserves, and I don't think one penny ought to come from those flood control reserves and go to actually as a gift for this, because it's not flood control. That one got voted down. We talked with staff, and kind of in the background between meetings, staff expressed a concern that calculating the rate of return would be far too time intensive for them to do an adjustable rate. I don't agree with that, and I wish the staff would have been forthright and brought that up at the time we were actually discussing this, as opposed to having it given secondhand to the rest of the councilors. As such, there's not an adjustable rate loan. I don't agree with that. I voted against it for that reason. It's a good project, fully support the project, but I have zero tolerance for gambling with this money. Interestingly enough, the motion to actually protect our assets actually passed 6-1 with Bruce Snyder voting not to have a guarantee in place. Next up, with regards to this water tower, what I brought up and what was the case is it necessary that we do it right now? The response that I got is no, it's probably not necessary right now. The funds are locked away in something that we can't do anything with per se, and I went along with this. We voted 7-0 in favor of it because the reality is that it's not going to. We had some bids come in that were phenomenally low in terms of what we estimated they'd come in at and where they actually came in at, and it's a good bidding climate, so there's perhaps a chance that we're going to come out ahead on the deal by doing it now. It's not necessary. If there was something else that we could be doing with these particular funds, I would have just assumed do that, but that's just not the case. Third thing I'd like to talk about is the Skyway downtown. I was pretty vehemently opposed to the way that this went down. I was absolutely disgusted by the way it was handled. Basically, fly-by-night operation. We get presented a lot of information which may or may not have been correct, a number of items that were never discussed, and it just comes to us at the last second, and we're supposed to make a rational decision. The city got all of its engineering advice from Chris Colby at Yagi Colby, who's representing Joe Weiss in this deal, not representing the taxpayers. Now, Chris is doing a wonderful job for his client, Joe Weiss. However, his client, Joe Weiss, has no interest whatsoever in protecting the taxpayer in this venture. Basically, what we were initially told is we'd be able to do a short run between the Holiday Inn and the C.O. Brown building, and what we ended up with is something that is significantly 2 or 3 times as long as what was initially proposed. We're doing a more costly option style of building, but that I support because I think the long-term costs are going to be significantly lower with that as well, so it's going to be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Um, just a number of things that were thrown out there, I think, given to the city council that were not factually correct or not necessary. There was an arbitrary standard put in place that this had to be elevated at 15 feet 6 inches. I don't know where that came from, but in terms of all we have is a short street there that basically goes to the river and dead ends. There's no reason why that height had to be that high, and if it's costing us a few extra hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't think it was a very good requirement to have in place, and that's exactly what it did. Is it really milked the taxpayer for a lot right there. The next issue that came up is that did we have a third party come in after we got our engineering advice from somebody who represents the private interest in this deal? No, absolutely not. We didn't do any due diligence on this part, and the city council wasn't given an opportunity to hear some other options. That was very disappointing. Next thing is, we decide it's our discretion how much we want to pay towards this. The total cost was $1.4 million, and we could pay anywhere between $0 and $700,000. The city council, by a 5-2 margin, voted to pay the maximum amount of taxpayer dollars towards this private venture that we possibly could, $700,000. Very disappointed with this. I initially proposed that we pay a quarter. That got voted down 5-2. I tried to compromise and say we'd pay 40%. Sandra Means joined Bilderbeck and myself on that one, but that also failed 4-3. I don't think this is a good use of taxpayer dollars. In addition to that, this is coming from a fund balance, which is currently sitting at around $0. So we're essentially borrowing so we can give more money to Joe Weiss, and I think that this is run amok. I don't think that staff did due diligence on this one. I'm not happy with the way that this went down. Furthermore, we were given an opinion that the RDA approved this, and the process within RDA seemed incredibly flawed to me, and that their development committee was not given the task of actually reviewing the Skyway, but rather just basically commenting on how the style looks. So I think that's all around a really raw deal for the taxpayer. I think this is one of those backroom deals that was cooked up, and I think that we all lose as a result of it. I voted against it. I strongly think that this was abusive towards the taxpayer, and I'm going to continue to fight this kind of stuff. But along with that, I mean, Joe did a nice project down there. It is it's not the end of the world. It's a connection. It's a good connection. I would have supported the connection. I just think we could have done it a lot cheaper. And I think the process could have been a lot more open and honest to the public. And I think instead of paying $700,000 towards this, I think a fair taxpayer contribution would have been more like $250,000 to maybe $350,000, because that's what we could have probably accomplished with a better laid out system. A number of other disadvantages with the way this was run. I'm not happy with the way that it went down. And for those of you that saw some of the exchanges that took place, I'm not interested in playing games with other council members. I'm the kind of person I absolutely demand respect. I'm not going to get jerked around up there. And for those of you that saw the exchange at the city council meeting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I just have a zero tolerance for that kind of crap. That's it. That's all I have for this particular update. Again, I'm working on getting some responses out. I had about 40 messages and maybe 700 emails to get through when I got back. So in the process, I know we got some other stuff coming up, so I'll be communicating with that as well. And I hope you enjoyed the updates, and keep watching and enjoy the beautiful weather. I'm out to enjoy it myself. So.